Hi there, Mr. Holcomb here with another episode of The Math Behind the Module. Okay, this is Module 2, Lesson 5, Creating Division Stories. So, opening exercise says to create a tape diagram of 8 ninths divided by 2 ninths. So, I'm going to draw a tape diagram. It is going to have 9 sections. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there's my tape diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? I only am going to shade in 8 of those. So here's 1, here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this represents 8 ninths. 8 out of 9. Okay? We are now going to divide that into 2 ninths. So here's 2 out of the 9. Here's 2 out of 9. There's 2 from 9. There's 2 from 9. So what we're asking is, how many 2 ninths are in 8 ninths? When we're dividing, if I say 10 divided by 5, I'm asking how many 5s are in 10? And you would tell me 2. 10 divided by 5 is 2, which 2 5 is 10. 5 and 5 is 10. So how many ninths are there? How many 2 ninths are there in 8 ninths? 1, 2, 3. So the answer is 4. Okay, because we have 4 groups of 2 ninths. Okay, now we're going to do a number line. Molly's friend Xavier also has 11/8 cups of strawberries. He needs 3/4 of a cup of strawberries to make a batch of tarts. How many batches can he make? Draw a model to support your solution. Okay, so if we do it with a tape diagram or a number line, I'm not really picky as to which way you do it. I prefer the tape diagram over the number line. That's just personal preference. If you're comfortable with the number line and prefer to do that, do so. So we need to know how many squares we need. (11/8) is more than 1, but it's less than 2. So I would want to go out 2 full units. So that would be 8/8 is 1. So 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. There's 1. 9/8, 10/8, 11/8. I'm going to make that a little longer so I know how much what this is here. It's 11/8. I'm going to keep going. 12/8, 13/8, 14/8. 15, 16, 8 is 2. Okay. So this portion here is my 11/8. Okay, that's 11/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11/8. So if I shade those in, that is 11/8. 1 and 3/8. So here's our 1 right here. Or 11/8. Our 1 is 8/8. So 1 is right here. Right here, I mean. Yes, right here's 1. So that's the end of 1, and then 3/8. 11/8. Okay, he needs 3/4 of a cup of strawberries to make a batch of tarts. How many batches can he make? Well, I have 16. So 3/4 equals 12/16. Okay? And 3/4 also equals 6/8. Since we're adding, we're doing 8s here. So The 3/4 is 6/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 3/4. Or 6/8, I can call that 6/8. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is out to here. That is 6/8. Notice we are over by 1. We did not shade that, so we can't make 2 full batches. You need 3/4 of a cup to make a batch. So here's a batch, and here's a batch, but we're short 1/8. Okay, or not 1/8, but 16. So it has enough for 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6. Okay, 1 and 5 sixths. Because that would have made 2 batches. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 makes a batch. 6/6 is a full batch, and we have 6/6 plus 5/6. So 1 and 5 sixths. Okay, so now we're going to talk about writing a story using an equation. If I have 1/2 divided by 1/8, first we're going to decide on an interpretation. And the students had difficulty with what does interpretation mean. Well, to interpret something means to explain it in a different way so that someone understands. Okay, if you can't speak Italian and you're out at the market and you have someone with you that can speak Italian, then they will interpret for you so that the other person can understand what you're asking for. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call 1/8 the size of our group. Okay, breaking these up into little groups, like a tape diagram. So now we're going to draw a model of that. So I need 8 squares. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, these are all 1. And half of them are going to be shaded. So it's 4. Each one is worth an 8. And this is 1/2 of my tape diagram. So if I take a half and divide it by 1/8, how many 1/8s are in 1/2 is what that means. The answer is okay. Alright. Choose a unit. Okay, how about pie pieces? Pieces of pie. Now we want to set up a situation based upon the model. And we want to set up a situation. So we could say something like, okay, we cut a pie into 8 pieces. And we eat half of the pie? How many pieces did we eat? Okay, so there's our story. We cut a pie into 8 pieces and we eat half of the pie. How many pieces did we eat? The answer would be 4. Okay, using the same dividend and divisor, work with a partner to create your own story problem. Use the same unit, but your situation must be unique. You could try another unit such as ounces, yards, or miles if you prefer. Okay. I'm not going to take the time to write this. I'll just read one example. We could say Tina uses 1/8 of an ounce of cinnamon each time she makes a batch of coffee cake topping. How many batches can she make if she has a half an ounce left in her spice jar? Okay, that would be one example. So example 2, it says 3/4 divided by a half. Step 1, decide on an interpretation. So each piece is 1/2. How did I word that last time? The size of our group. So let's call it that. Okay, the size of our groups are 1/2. Now it says draw a diagram. So here's my diagram. And we have okay, but if we look at the last problem, here's 8 pieces and we cut it in half. But here we have 2 pieces. We're dividing 3/4 by a half. So I'm going to need 4 squares to do 3/4. Okay, so there's my 3/4. There's 3/4. Right. I'll put this. So this is a half. And that's a half. So there's our model. So we're taking 3/4 and we're dividing it in half. Well, how many pieces do we have now? How many halves do we have in 3/4? So here's 1/2, and then there's half of a half. So it's 1 1/2. Or 3 halves. Okay. How many halves are in 3/4? 1, then another half. Step 3, find the answer. Half. Step 4, choose a unit. Think about ounces of salt. Set up a situation based on the model. Okay, I'm just going to say it, I'm not going to write it. So we're doing 3/4 divided by a half. Just writing it here so I can. Okay, how about this? Say I have 3/4 of an ounce of coffee grounds left in my coffee can, and I need a half an ounce to make 1 cup of coffee. How many cups can I make? So I can make top to half. Exercise 2. Using the same dividend and divisor for the partner to create your own story problem. Use the same unit by your situation. But your situation must be unique. So we're going to use 1/2 and 3/4 here to come up with your own story. So I'm not going to give you another example. I think that's sufficient. So that's the end of lesson 5. What are your problems?